girl, you are the definition of a muse. You own things other women fail to attribute, and those things always find a way to contribute through the little gesture that you do. I think it's kinda cute how you humble when you always sitting pretty. I tell the homies that I'm happy when you with me.
What's good, y'all? Peace and ascension. How y'all elevate today? I am Monica, and this is Muse by Monica. Welcome back to the channel. Come on in here and take your shoes off ground. I know it has been a while since you've seen me. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about why I've been gone, what I've been doing while I've been gone in the last, I guess, over 6 months. A lot has changed on the channel, as well as within itself. There's been a lot of changes that have been made, and that is through shadow work. While I've been here, while I've had the time, the space, the capacity, the capability to take this time to really go within and heal and do the shadow work, that's what I've chosen to do. So if you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. On this channel, we talk about alchemizing our pain into our greatest superpower. We talk about shining a light on our shadows and alchemizing ourselves into our best and most authentic self, co-creating her. So if you're interested in that journey, please make sure to like, share, engage with these videos so that you can see more of this content. All right. So the intentions for today's video, I want to break down what shadow work is, the different stages of shadow work, and then why it's so important that we need to integrate these stages. All right. So if y'all see me looking over here just a little bit, I'm going to be reading some notes. Okay. So basically, shadow work is just about you going within and looking at the hidden, repressed parts of yourself, the parts of yourself that you kept sacred, that you kept hidden, shut away, because you felt that they were too painful to deal with, or you were ashamed about them, or they were just claimed unacceptable behavior. You had to be the good girl who did everything perfect, or you had to be the man of the house and take care of everyone around you. And often, a lot of times, shadow work is about going within, like really deep within, delving deep within, and looking at the parts of yourself that were traumatized in childhood, the parts of you that were left unseen, unheard, forgotten, misunderstood. Shadow work is about going in, exploring those parts of ourselves, intentionally looking at parts of ourselves and shedding a light, bringing awareness to them so that we can not forget about them, not hide them, not even to purge them or get rid of them, but to integrate them. The whole point of the alchemic journey, the spiritual journey, is for us to integrate our shadows so that we can be both light and dark. We can exist within wholeness, into wholesomeness, right? So when we're talking about shadow work, it comes in different forms, in different dimensions. You can kind of have surface level shadow work, or you can go extremely deep with this shadow integration. You can go deep dives into mental shadow work, physical shadow work, or spiritual shadow work. Okay, there's going to be always different aspects of yourself or different layers of yourself that you're going to have to peel back, and it is going to be an always evolving and always present and ever present thing that is going to be something that is consistently and constantly challenging you here, right? So on a mental level, shadow work is becoming aware of unconscious beliefs, memories, and or patterns that have shaped your thoughts and your behavior. All right, it's a psychological excavation, asking the why you react the way you do, and tracing it back to its root. All right, so mentally, you have to ask why something triggers you, why you react the way you do, why you simply act the way you do. And then once you can put a name on it or acknowledge it, you can go back, trace back the roots, like digging back to the cause of it, the first instant of it. All right, and then that will reveal to you what it is that you need to change. And going back to the root of it not only gives you grace, but also understanding for self and understanding how and why you got there. And that forgiveness will allow you to kind of move on and move past that in order for you to ascend. Now, another dimension of this is going to be the physical shadow work here, okay? So in your body, you guys have probably seen how the hips hold trauma. A lot of women hold trauma in their hip areas. So a lot of somatic therapy allows you to do hip releases or hip joint work. So the body is always going to store trauma, it's going to store stress, tension, illness, diseases, and everywhere. Your body is always going to communicate with you. So your body is going to be able to tell you what parts of you as well need to be worked on, what parts of you are being repressed and hidden. The shadow work on a physical level is going to be about releasing any stored trauma and learning to stay present with the discomfort rather than avoiding it or trying to numb it out. I think this is a big part of my shadow work journey currently is the physical part of regulating the nervous system within the moment or regulating my body's response, the way I hold tension or store anxiety. I will start to shake, get nervous, the nervous feeling in the moment, and that'll automatically cause me or want me to flee or run. But that is a pattern, that has been a cycle, that is a shadow aspect that has not only been within me, but has been taught within the generations here, okay? Stemming way back to slavery, all right? A lot of shadow work for a melanin, for an Etherian, for a star seed is going to go back way back to the root, which is likely going to a lot of the treatments that we experience is going to go back to the roots, to slavery. All right. And then this goes even more on a physical level because that can go even deeper. You know, you can feel it in your bones, on your joints, or in your muscles, but you can also carry um, trauma or disease or illness within your DNA. Okay, so it can be passed down genetically within your DNA, and that is even more reason to do the shadow work because there are genetic traits or patterns or cycles that your parents or your grandparents didn't take the time to face, didn't have the time to face, didn't have the resources to face these shadows. Now, on a spiritual level, shadow work is going to be a path about wholeness, about the yin and the yang, the light and the dark, combining and integrating both, acknowledging both, and being okay with both here, okay? So, by integrating this, you're going to move closer to your authenticity, your sovereignty, and your soul alignment. All right, so again, very quickly, shadow work is going to come in multiple stages, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Mentally, you're going to be going through the process of bringing unconscious patterns, beliefs, and memories into your conscious awareness. Usually, shadow work is about bringing the subconscious into the conscious, the hidden into the seen, the dark into the light. It's going to be about meeting the parts of yourself that you repress, the fear, the jealousy, the shame, the anger, and it's going to be about understanding why they exist. Okay, this is going to help you to break the cycles of projection, self sabotage, and distorted self image. Now, on a On a physical level, the shadow work is going to be getting deeper, because it's more than just what's stored in your mind. It's also going to be about what's stored in your body here. Okay, again, about the trauma, about the stress, about the unprocessed emotions that can manifest as tension, fatigue, illness, or even a dysregulated nervous system. So the shadow work is going to be physically feeling or learning what it is to stay present in the moment, stay present in your body while exploring the uncomfortable emotions you may be facing. All right. No escapism, no escapism, no fleeing, no running, no fleeting. Okay. It's also going to be about integrating practices like breath work, yoga, or somatic therapy in order to release and integrate the shadow, like I just said. Okay. And then again, on a spiritual level, the shadow work is going to be about a very deep soul practice. Okay, so like we were saying, the shadow work is going to be a deep soul practice, a deep descent into your own personal underworld, into your own personal hell, your own personal purgatory, for you to face all the shadows, the demons, the untruths, the lies, the things that make you afraid, the things that make you scared, the things that make you anxious, all the parts of self that you have kept away, that you have kept masked. All right. Spiritually, the shadow is going to represent your hidden wisdom, your power, and the gifts that you've kept buried underneath pain. It's going to be about confronting and embracing. You reclaim your wholeness and align closer to your true, most authentic essence. In many different traditions, shadow work is the path of alchemy and transforming lead, wounds, ego into gold, awareness, and or sovereignty. So ultimately, in essence, shadow work is going to be about integration at its core. It's going to be the most important part is integration, integrating all these parts of yourself that you have not before. And a lot of times people aren't going to like it. They aren't going to like the way that it looks because it is a completely different version of you. It's going to be a part of you that doesn't get along to fit in. You're not going to just play along to fit in, or you're not going to compromise or go against what it is that you've worked so hard to heal through. Right? So it's no longer about you erasing or hiding the shadow, but all more so about you making peace with it so that you no longer run from it. All right, and then lastly, real quick, I just want to go over the different stages or the different steps that you can go through. The different stages or steps of shadow work here. Okay, so as we pull back the layers of shadow work, you're going to go through a couple of stages. They're not always going to be linear, but they're especially not for everyone. But ultimately, everyone's going to go through the same kind of stages. All right, so the first stage is going to be about you simply awakening or the recognition of your shadows. You're going to start to notice repeating patterns. You are going to notice emotional triggers and how you may self sabotage or how others may self sabotage with you. There's also going to be a self awareness that something deeper is operating than what is on the surface. Oftentimes, it's going to come with a lot of discomfort, a lot of towers, a lot of um, breakdowns, and through a lot of sacred synchronicities that are just going to lead to your breakthrough. Okay, so the next step is going to be identification, identifying the shadow. What is the shadow? Name it. Put a name to the shadow. The unhealed wounds, the repressed traits, the fears, and the limiting beliefs. Put a name to all of it. And this part is going to be probably one of the most important parts, because this here is going to require a lot of honesty, a lot of radical honesty with yourself. You cannot hide from your own self when you're doing shadow work. You have to be completely vulnerable with self and honest with yourself. Seeing how your own projections or insecurities, how that projects onto others and how they are reflected back to you when they are unresolved within you. Okay? And now the next kind of stage is going to be the confrontation, you confronting the shadow. Okay, so this is just going to mean that you are going to meet the shadow face to face without any judgment here. Okay, you're going to sit with all of those uncomfortable emotions. You're going to have to sit with them and face them instead of bypassing them and pretending like they don't exist or something didn't happen. You will benefit by asking, when did I first feel this? Or when did I first learn this? Or where did this even come from? Where did it stem from? And then this is where a lot of pain is going to resurface, a lot of memories are going to resurface, but it's going to be a very healthy mirror, not a monster that you need to fear. All right, and then the fourth step is going to be about the integration, the very, 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 all these are very important. All right, but the integration step here is about you beginning to reclaim your power, or you beginning to reclaim the parts of yourself that you disowned. It's going to be about realizing your shadow is not your enemy. Your shadow has never been your enemy like some of the people around you have been. You are not your own enemy as much as those around you are. You doing the shadow work is going to be about keeping you safe, keeping you at peace, about keeping you whole, about you breaking the patterns and the cycles that no longer serve you. The integration is going to be where you are going to face the traits that you once rejected, the anger, the neediness, the cleanness, the sensuality, the vulnerability, the anger. It is now going to be alchemized into power and boundaries, creativity, and compassion. All right. And then one of the final stages is going to be about embodiment. All right. The fifth stage is embodiment. This is going to be where you are giving from a more whole and authentic space and place and more authentic self. After the integration phase, you're going to start to embody it, and you're going to start to become who it is that you kept repressed for so long. And like I said, this is the part where people might start to think that you've changed, or start to think that you're acting different or acting weird, and they might start to show their true colors or get irritated by your boundaries. All right. But you're going to stop people pleasing or whatever it is that you have done that has kept you in the background and kept you unseen. So your relationships are going to improve, your self-trust is going to deepen, and your light is going to shine and expand so bright because you're no longer going to fear your darkness. You're no longer going to fear yourself. You're comfortable with it. You faced it all. You faced it all. You've cried about it all. You've been mad, sad, depressed about it all. You've forgiven yourself about it all. And no one's opinion matters more to you than your own. Making anyone else happy above self is not your problem. All right. And then the final step is going to be about the continuation of it and or the mastery of your shadow work here. Okay. So your shadow work is lifelong. Lifelong. I told you guys it's going to be a lifelong journey. As you grow, new shadows are going to emerge. You're going to face, open, reflect on new wounds and new traumas and integrate those as well. Right? There's always going to be different versions of you. You're going to learn to welcome each cycle as an initiation here, okay? another layer of complete sovereignty. And mastery isn't just about the protection, about the perfection, about keeping you safe. It's about being fluid, the fluidity, knowing how to dance with your shadows without losing yourself in them, integrating all the best parts of yourself. All right, y'all. So that's what I'm going to have for this video. I just wanted to keep it a little light, keep it a little short as an intro back. If you found that this helps you on your journey, or if you found that you've been going through shadow work, talk to me. Talk to me in the comments, engage, like, comment, share. Let me know, and we'll continue on this journey together. Until next time, make sure you guys check out the link in my description box or in the bio. You can check out my website. I have links to your shadow work. I have a 5-week course where you're going to integrate, face your dark mirror, your shadow integration. I have a lot of freebies on there where you're talking about Lilith, the dark feminine energy, journal prompts, etc. And I'm even going to be having journals, shadow work journals, where you guys can shadow journal through all of these different phases. Okay. So if you're interested in any of that, thank you guys so much for being here. And until next time, peace.